Okay, so this is another hardback writing journal. This one measures 7¾ by just over 5½. Again with a 2-inch spine, slightly over. This one is constructed from chipboard. It's fabric over the top of it. This time it's tied with seam binding. I've got a flower fairy on the front, and this should come out. There we go. A little label holder here with a label that you can obviously write your own name for this journal. So inside I've got a large pocket on the front page. This is cardstock, and this is something called Craftex. So the spine is from Craftex, which is a sort of cross between fabric and paper. You can see that I've used lace edging in this one, and if I go through it fairly quickly, there's not too many additions in this one. It is a writing journal. My usual stenciling, lightly tea-dyed papers, some vintage papers. There are pockets in each signature. I haven't decorated the pockets, but I've included some book pages. This is a vintage computer card, and this is just a piece of vintage ledger. Up in there. I've got no ties in the middle. I've done the ties through the back of this one and used the sort of hidden spine method of binding. This little pocket piece of handmade ephemera. So that's using Edith Holden, flower fairies, and Tracy Fox digitals. This is a page from a vintage botanical book, stitching around some of the pages. This is a vintage Bible page from James. That was gifted to me by Carol from Oak House Journals, and this is also from Carol, this wallpaper fussy cut. Some vintage bird book. This is from the In and Out of the Garden book. This is a little just got a few extra pages for list making, maybe. Edith Holden in the middle of this one. Here I've got document from 1909, that's an original, and a vintage tulip postcard, no stamp on that one. In the middle of this one I've just put some botanical pages just to pick up the theme of the botanical book. So as you can see, lots and lots of writing space in this one. This is from an old set of deeds, that's original, and this is a postcard, no stamp, but a really nice photograph on that one. It's a little pocket tag. bag I've made, and on some vintage ledger. Bit of an iris theme in this one, by the look of it. Again, I've just popped in vintage French book and another of those cutouts from Carol. I liked the way the colours went, that's why I popped those in. Probably my favourite Edith Holden page. And again here we've got a vintage computer card, vintage birthday card, opens that way. It says to Gabrielle, so I'm going to call this book Gabrielle. And a little pocket on the back. You can see where I've folded the fabric when I've glued this page down. And on the back I've put some vintage lace and just a large journal card in the back. Not sure why I did that on this one, just something a little bit different I think, but there you go. So that's Gabrielle. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all again soon.